No, I can't. Oh, holy shit, that was loud. Maybe I ought to adjust my speakers just a skosh. Oh, getting all this crap figured out. Wow. And too many buttons for this old lady to try and remember all of them. Yeah, right. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Guess what? It is a Freaker Friday, and y'all got Grammy Mary here in my rocket chair. And yeah, buddy, it is a good thing speed limit was not 55 from work to home, because I would not have made it. Man, oh man, I flew. Okay, I set my cruise, but still, I was going just a wee bit over the speed limit. I will say that. Sometimes you just plain gotta, but I had to work late. And so, yeah, I'm blasting. I was blasting just on the way home, let me tell you. And I had tunes going, and I had another tune going in my head, and then I thought, you know what? I need to see if I have Sammy. Because, wow, there's no freaking way I was going to drive 55. No way. Okay, Freaker Friday. It's a fantabulous Freaker Friday. Don't you know? Because I don't have to work this weekend and I don't have to go anywhere. Bonus round. Except for, okay, I have to go into town Sunday because they asked me to sub bowl for somebody, and it's like, ugh, okay. But it's a Sunday, so they won't be selling alcohol, so at least I won't have any adult beverages. Okay, let's see. Who all is listening this evening or checking in or chiming in or whatever? By the way, thank you, Barman, for tweeting me over there on Twitter. I need to close that down. And hey there, hi there, ho there. Yes, we are on reallibertymedia.com, channel 3. We are also on the rlmradio.xyz. Also on the RLM Radio TuneIn station and the RLM Radio Internet Radio and the RLM Spreaker channel and a SoundCloud somewhere. God, can you imagine me coming down from the clouds? It's like, holy crap, that ain't thunder. What is that? Yeah, maybe I should find Thunderstruck. There you go. Grams had to work late. And so, oh, Vinny, you are so silly. So silly. Okay, let me see. Who's over here on that effing site, that wonderful Freedoms Network? I see Grimmy is over here. I also see Cantrell is over here, as well as the lovely T.D. Sanders, who is always sharing wonderful things. And looky there, Rob Works is over here, or at least he's posting stuff over here. Pissed Off Patriot is online, and so is HWR, which stands for Hitler Was Right. And you know what? Broken clock. Got to put that out there. I don't know what they're talking about, so I can't really correct them on that. But hey. I also see, let's see, over here on Fakeybook. Hey there, Raymond. How you doing, sweetheart? Raymond posted a thing earlier today, which I know there's an awful lot of... Yeah, okay. No, it doesn't, Brother Dammy. Okay, there's apparently on 9/11/2001, hundreds of police officers and firefighters ran into these buildings to save lives, and many did not make it out. It's talking about the Twin Towers. On 9/11/2016, members of the Seattle Seahawks planned to dishonor the memory of these brave men and women by refusing to stand for the national anthem in order to protest police brutality. Now, how do we know that they are intending to dishonor those brave men and women? We do not. You know, unless they came right out and said, we intend to dishonor these people that ran into those buildings, and many of them came out in pieces. I don't know. I think that what they're doing is, yeah, okay, if they're protesting police brutality, you know, go for it. You're supposed to be able to do that shit. Freedom of expression, freedom of speech, all that other fun stuff. You also get to deal with the ramifications and the repercussions of that. And when propaganda starts spinning that shit, you get to deal with that as well. You can step up, you can man up, and you can say, excuse me, this is why I'm not going to do that. Or where the hell did this bullshit come from? So, just putting that out there. A lot of times the shit that you see on the internet ain't exactly factual. I know, that's a shocker, isn't it? And there's something that I really wanted to get to this evening. I actually read it, or I read at least the first 6 pages of it. It's a long ass sumbitch. But I don't know that I'm going to have time to get to it tonight. But yeah. And I understand people being upset by that. I really do. But I also think that, freedom of speech, all that fun stuff. And I think it really is a sign of maturity and respect to protest something in a peaceful manner. To point out what is wrong with the system, to protest it, and do so in a peaceful way. Thank you, Grim. Yeah, I know. But, when people start spreading this bullshit out here to get you riled up, to get you pissed off, to get you to want to, start slinging, which I'm really good at slinging the verbal arrows at people. But, or I do it quite frequently. I don't know that I'm good at it, but I do it quite a lot. So therefore, in my mind, I am good at it. But yeah, I see people get angry about this and people protest, but you know what? That's whatever. Whatever. But when I see memes like this, I just have to put out there, okay, I get this. I get that you're angry, but you really need to understand that the reason why those things are considered, enumerated rights, or however you wish to put that. I know I'm not thinking of the proper verbiage right now, but the reason those things were stipulated was this is where you shall not pass. As in, government will not touch these things. And it is so easy to support, stand by, back up opinions, expressions, whatever that you agree with. It's the ones that you don't agree with. And when you stand there and someone starts getting violent about the whole thing, trying to stir shit, and you stepping in front of them and saying, excuse me, they have every right to say that. That's the hard part in my books. And yet that shows your true character. Even if you don't agree with it. If you stand up and say, you know what, I don't like what you say, I don't agree with what you say, but I support your right to voice your opinion, and I will not let someone shut you up in a violent manner. Now, or write some fucking, there ought to be a law. F-bomb, 11 minutes in. Oh, which 11 minutes in, I got to tell you guys, I've been having an awful lot of those triple digit kind of things the last few days. And did you know that today has cosmic significance? Did you know that? In numerology circles, at least, because it's 999 numerologically. Because it's the 9th month, 9th day, and 2016, you add those all together, that makes a 9. So 999, it's a universal number. So hey, I don't know that means that we all get a cookie, but little bit of tidbit out there that I'm sure you all were just dying to know. I know I was just dying to share. Well, I wasn't dying to share it, but yeah. I also see the lovely Mary B is over here. Hey there, lady. How you doing, sweetheart? Over on Fakey Book, along with Raymond. I don't know if Ray is listening or not. I hope you are, sweetie, because I truly do. I love you, darling. You're awesome. You're actually one of the few people that flat out just talk to me. When I was doing my bitch page, and sometimes when I would put things out there that were a little on the edge, and there were a couple of times that I appreciate you sending me messages or writing as a comment on my bitch page. This could get you in trouble. This can put you on a list. I appreciate that, hon. I truly do. So, Ray's one of the first people that when I started being vocal in the social media arena, which, God, I don't even know when I started. It's years ago. But he was one of the first ones that, hey, Gary L., I see you popping in over here on Fakey Book too. Yeah. It's just wild. Hey there, Demon Atrax. I see you doing the 999. 999 equals 1. Okay. 9 plus 9 plus 9 is 27. Hey. And 27, 2 plus 7 is 9. So see, it is a very cosmic number. Wow, go figure. Okay. Let me see. Who else? You guys are just too funny. Okay, over here in the RLM, let's get this party started. From the top down, because I gotta go from the top down, because my missionary man is right there up top. Hey there, Asmo. How you doing, sweetheart? Hope you're having an absolutely awesome Freaker Friday. I also see the wonderful, the awesome, the most splendiferous barman in the whole wide world. He is the greatest bot ever. Not just my opinion either. Just saying. Okay, I also see the lovely Beth A is here, and she got the ding, 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 winner, chicken dinner because, yeah, I was doing the computer chair boogie, and I still have a screw loose because I haven't fixed that. Thank you, lovely Beth. Yes, I do have a birth certificate, so I am on a list. But hey, what the hell? I'm always on somebody's list. Usually it's a shit list, but you know, whatever. I just bought a mega pack of toilet paper, so I can handle it. I also see Grimner is over here, and Grimner is the creator of Barman, and he is the RLM god, the RLM guru. I'm not going to call him a geek because he says that's not the proper verbiage. So, and yes, Rob Works, I do like the Wayseer Manifesto. I really do. That is just way cool. I also see the lovely Moose Girl is logged in over here. And you know what? The lovely Moose Girl and Grimner will be on later on this evening with the Freakers Ball. So, booyah! All kinds of way cool shit going on the RLM tonight. Which, yeah, it's a Freaker Friday, so you're supposed to have way cool shit going on. I also see the lovely Kate is here, and Kate had some interesting things going on down in her neck of the woods. Car hanging off of a parking garage. That's a first you say it, then you do it. Although I think it's probably a millisecond between the two, and I'm not real sure if the doing it didn't happen actually just prior to the saying it. It's one of those chicken and the egg kind of things, you know? It really doesn't make any difference because you're in a world of hurt and you messed your drawers. So it really, you know, once you mess your drawers, it's really quite immaterial whether you said it first or not. Mom, it's not going to do any good to have clean underwear on because I just soiled them. Yeah, that's what one of them that's what I would have done at least. I also see Trust No One is here. Hey there, darling. How you doing? Still not being very trusting, eh? Don't even trust yourself? That sucks. I needed a swig. I see Aliased is here as well. And you know what? I went over to the chat in the red pill earlier today. My first time I popped my red pill cherry. Thank you, IB Don C. That was really cool. I had fun over there, and I saw Aliased over there, so that was really pretty cool. And I don't know who you guys were listening to over there because I didn't have like a radio thing on mine to where I could listen to something, or I would have listened in. So maybe I didn't push the proper button. Imagine that. Me not pushing a proper button or pushing the wrong button. Yeah, I'm real good at that as well. I also see Chalcedony is here. Hey there, sweetheart. How you doing? Still being that strong and silent type. And yeah, oh, you know, my eye just caught this as well. Right underneath the Wayseer Manifesto is the two cellos doing Thunderstruck. That was a booyah kind of song. Yeah, it's cool watching those guys just, damn. They just shred that shit, don't they? I'm slow on the uptake. It's okay. I'm a little behind on my chit-chatting. Looky here. Chloe is here with the double E. And then Chloe with the triple E. So, hey, bonus round going on there. We got a double dose of Chloe going on. Booyah over here in the RLM chat. And Gary L popped in over here. Hey there, Gary L. I truly love all of that North Dakota pipeline stuff you have been sharing. And a lot of my other friends have been sharing, and I'm going to be going into that here in just a little bit. That's, yeah, it is awesome. The corporate lame-ass propaganda system refused to cover it. They covered everything but that, except for MSNBC. Isn't that really surprising? You know, the lowest on the totem pole is the one that covered it. I think their ratings are going to go up. What do you think? Maybe it was just a ratings thing. I don't know, but still. They did cover it, or at least one individual covered it over there on MSNBC. IB Don C is here. Hey there, sweetheart. How you doing? As well as IB Don C work is chimed in, but away. And looky there, Java Doctor 2 is here. How are the little ones doing, sweetie? I hope they're doing wonderful. Oh man, you know, I would move my, because I have the double thing going on my screen, and I have Opera in the background and the RLM chat in front of it, and I really need to refresh my Fakey book because it's this article about a woman who cuts off man's penis for not making contact during sex, which, and she's got the wildest fucking Marty Feldman eyes. I don't know if that's a Photoshop thing or what, but holy crap. How do you have sex without making contact? Unless you're having Polish oral sex. How do you do that? It's like, I don't know. Okay, where was I at? Oh, yeah. Juana Taco is here. And you know what? I did not have time to even get a nibble when I got home because I had to work. So I'm sure I'm going to have rumblies in the tumbly before I get done tonight. So Juana Taco, that actually sounds quite yummy right now. Unfortunately, I don't have fixins for a taco. I do have salad stuff, though, but I don't think that's going to quite cut it. By the time I get done, I'm going to want something with a little more substance than even a taco. So, I don't know. I'll figure out something to eat. I see Meisterbrow is here. Party! How you doing, darling? I hope you're doing absolutely splendiferous. And P. Bunyan is here. I also saw P. Bunyan, and Java Doctor 2 over in the Red Pill chat. So it's kind of nice to see some familiar faces. I saw some that, faces. I saw some names that I thought, okay, the way they talk, I might know this person, but I'm not going to actually ask because newbie, it was virgin territory for me. So I was being rather timid, staying off in the corner and occasionally darting out with a little snippet here and there. But, oh well. Ragin is here. Hey there, Ragin. How you doing? Are you a Cajun? I ask that all the time. I know I do. But, yeah. Freedom and slavery comes from the barrel of a gun. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's how far behind I am in the chat, just so as you know. I'll keep scrolling here in just a little bit, but I really need to make it through. Although I do see canned corn, which I don't like canned corn either. And we really don't have much corn out here. We had 2 hailstorms that took out most of the corn out here, so a lot of the farmers just cut it for silage. And silage is paying better than corn prices right now, so hey, there you go. I see Rob Works. Yep. Did I say that already? Hi, Rob Works. Thanks for those awesome video shares. Booyah. And Solvanor is logged in, but I don't think Solvanor is awake. Nope, don't think he's awake. He's sawing logs. I also see Vinny is here. And Vinny, no, it's not that kind of sew. Although I do that, but I don't do that with a sewing machine because I have a tendency to really bugger myself up. So, yeah, needle and thread is my preferred mode of sewing. I also see Bo Diddy. How you doing this evening, darling? Long time no see. Awesomeness. I hope the weather is treating you well down there because I know you work out in it. Demon Atrax is here and he's doing some of that numerology stuff here in the so RLM 822 273 is Surly. Cool. Hi, Surly. Nice to meet you. And oh, hey, I'm here. Kind of, sort of physically, kind of, sort of mentally. That's all I'm going to swear by. And trust me, I've already started the swearing, so, I'm good with it. Oh, and you know what? I just finally saw that Rob did the 9 plus 9 plus 9 is 27 and 2 plus 7 is 9. So, hey, there you go. See, it is cosmic significance. Oh, wow. Yeah, let's see. I saw Chloe's little comment about the getting her out of that car. Yeah, my butt would have been so puckered to the seat they would have had to have a crowbar to pry my ass loose. Okay, let me finish up here. I see the lovely Mary B is here from Down Under. How you doing, sweetheart? I hope you're having an absolutely awesome Saturday morning for you, sweetie. And to round out the crew, the one, the only RLM 82273, which is 10 plus 10 plus 2, so that's 22. Shrinky dink that down, and you're 4, so you're RLM 4, hun. Hope that's okay with you, because if it's not, tough. Freak, not geek. There you go. I'm finally catching up. I'm getting closer. All hail to the great Grim. And Demon was hatched from an egg. Cool. I did not know that. Thanks for the non-plug. Did I non-plug you? You will be on directly following me, correct, Amundo? I think. Playing some of your tunage. Is that correct, Demon Atrax? If it's not, I just said it anyway, so what the hell? Okay, you were listening to Kike Rivero on whatreallyhappened.com. Oh, thank you. Chloe in Tripoli, howdy, and let's see what else. Unless all this is... Oh! Cool. Awesome, Gary L. Let's see. Grimmy, you don't know what Polish oral sex is? You have one person stand on one side and one of the room and one person stand on the other side and you yell fuck you at each other. That's what, yeah. That's what Polish oral sex is. And a Polish golden shower is, you turn the fan on and then you pee into it. Bet you really wanted to know that as well, didn't ya? Oh. Thanks, Atrax. That's cool. You know what? I'm going to have to open that. How cool is that? Paul Bunyan saw on logs. Y'all are just too funny. Okay. You are welcome, Demon Atrax. Hey, I think it's awesome that people get out there and, put themselves out there on the radio because, trust me, y'all might think this is really easy, which actually kind of sort of in a way it is for me because once I start talking, for the most part, I just let my brain go into autopilot and just whatever falls out is whatever the Rolodex spins up. But honest to God, I still am a nervous Nelly. Until I push that button, I am just a nervous Nelly. Butterflies, whatever. But, it... And I know there's an awful lot of people that it's really difficult to buck up the courage to do that. And, yeah, you're putting yourself out there. I know that's what I'm doing. And y'all hear all of the bullshit that I talk about or whatever happened in my day because I ain't smart enough to not tell it. As my mother says, I'm not smart enough to know how to lie. So I will take that as a badge of honor. Because I suck at it. I just totally suck at lying. But let's see. Okay, I got to go check Fakey Book real quick. Italian fans boo Israeli anthem. Well, there you go. See? They're just booing it. They're not being violent. They're just booing. Okay, it's a protest. Go for it. You know what? If you Wish to show your displeasure with something? Go for it. It's when you step into that violent zone that I really want to know, was there provocation? Is it really any of my business? Well, it depends on if you're getting violent with me or with someone that I care about. There's that too. So, not making eye contact during sex. Oh. Did someone say something about that over here? I think someone did. I was a little... What was that? I gotta see. Wait. Vinny is a sick person? Why is Vinny a sick person? Oh, that's why. Now I see. Yes, Vinny, you are a sick man. You're a truly sick man. Oh. Okay. Where was that? Someone said something about eye contact. Oh, well. I missed it. It's easier if I broadcast naked? Really, Grim? Oh my God. You know, that NSA person that just heard me say that, they're probably going, no, seriously, don't give her any ideas. Really? We don't want to go there. I mean, it's bad enough. They're already saying, please, come on. Just send me to Siberia, okay? Because really, I have to watch this lady all the time? Oy, that's just not cool. I want to know how badly they screwed up to get stuck with paying attention to what I put on the internet. But man, wow. You know, Grim, I'm going to have a hard time listening to you on Freaker's Ball now. And I'm going to keep thinking, Moosey, don't look. Moosey, don't look. But it's too late. She'd already been incensed. Benny, you're always naked now. Always. I think you're just always naked. You just can't help but be naked. That's just the way you roll, hon. Always have that kickstand out in the wind. So, oh, shit. And then I just gotta, wow. Okay, mental images are really just, hi. Y'all are just too much. You know that? Okay, I'm just going to go to this darn article because I got to scroll down and see if that, wow. That's just a really scary picture. There's apparently a video attached to this, but apparently this is from dc101.iheart.com. A woman in Scottsdale, Arizona has been arrested after she cut off her partner's penis in a fit of fury. Shania Jones, 34, told detectives that she was sick of the man who's been named locally as Bruce Fox for refusing to make eye contact with her during sex. Well, okay, I gotta share this. Because y'all got to see. Wow. You got to see why. Because seriously, I would have a hell of a time. Hats don't count. Okay. Grimmy's freeballing. Oh my God, that's just too funny. Oh, good job, Demon Atrax. Wow. Y'all are just wow. Okay. Well, I can kind of sort of understand what, you know, how does she know that he's not making eye contact? That's my question. I mean, I don't want to pick on the girl, but stating the obvious, it's rather difficult to make eye contact, with both eyes. Wow. Wow. That's just, honey, I'm really sorry. Um, people are going to think I'm really mean, and you know what? I'm sick and wrong. I will admit to that, and I do laugh at inappropriate things. And this is one of those inappropriate moments where I'm going to giggle like a fiend. Because it's like, oh, Jesus. Oh, Lord. That's just, wow. Hmm. Jason, honey, please explain to me, how does one make eye contact with her? I think I'll put that in my comments. Wow. Okay. Now that I'm done with that, I have some notifications. Let me check them out real quick. Hi, David. How you doing, sweetheart? And thank you, Gariel, for sharing that post over there on Facebook. I truly do appreciate it. And Ken, I see you too, hon. And Deville. Hi, sweetie. Okay. Now, also something else that, seeing as how I'm loitering over here on Facebook and finding a few. Wow. Oh, that looks yummy, Mark. Yum. Greens. Okay. This is something else that I saw over on Facebook, and it's like, oh, Lord. It's from thefederalspapers.org. 6 examples of human stupidity that explain why America is such a mess today. Oh, no, this doesn't even scrape the tip of that iceberg. You don't even shave off enough to freeze underneath your fingernail with this. And I'm just going by the top one, which is a dumb hinger or a humdinger, however you want to say that. He was shocked with these responses on 7 different instances. Apparently number 4 is hilarious. But recently, when I went to McDonald's, I saw on the menu that you could have an order of 6, 9, or 12 chicken McNuggets. I asked for half a dozen nuggets. We don't have half a dozen nuggets, said the teenager at the counter. You don't, I replied. Well, no, we only have 6, 9, or 12, was the response. So I can't order half a dozen nuggets, but I can order 6, huh? And the teen counter holder downer, in case gravity gives out, said, that's right. So I shook my head and ordered 6 McNuggets. Unbelievable, but sadly true. Number 2. I was checking out at the local Walmart with just a few items, and the lady behind me put her things on the belt close to mine. I picked up one of those dividers that they keep at the cash register and placed it between our things so that they wouldn't get mixed. After the girl had scanned all of my items, she picked up the divider and looked at it all over for the barcode so that she could scan it. Not finding the barcode, she said to me, "Do you know how much this is?" I said to her, "Oh, I've changed my mind. I don't think I'll buy that today." And she said, "Okay," and I paid her for the things that I had left, and she had no clue as to what had just happened. But the lady behind me in line had a massive smirk on her face. It's like, whoa. Wow. Yeah, they're out there, and they graduated high school. Public education at its finest, let me tell you. Number 3. A woman at work was seen putting a credit card into her floppy drive and pulling it out very quickly. When I inquired as to what she was doing, she said that she was shopping on the internet and they kept asking for a credit card number, so she was using the ATM thingy. Okay. Number 4. Wow. D- do you feel like you're losing IQ points? I know I do. Number 4. I recently saw a distraught young lady weeping beside her car. Do you need some help? I asked, and she replied, I knew I should have replaced the battery to this remote door unlocker. Now I can't get into my car. Do you think they, pointing at a distant convenience store, would have a battery to fit this? I don't know. Do you have an alarm too? I asked, and she said, no, just this remote thingy. Oh, they're voters. Thanks, Grim. I feel so much better knowing that the safety and security of our nation is in their hands. Whew. Well, she'd responded that she just had the remote thingy and she handed it and the keys to me. And as I took the key and manually unlocked the door, I replied, why don't you drive over there and check out the batteries? It's a long walk. Okay, I got to tell you this. Working at a car dealership, occasionally we have those brain fart moments. And we're very good at laughing at ourselves when we do that. We've actually had brain fart moments that were contagious. I have witnessed that twice now. And I damn near peed myself both times because I was an observer. I was not a participant. And it was quite amusing to be on the other side of the brain fartitis. Now I know what I look like, which made it even funnier. But yeah, one of our mechanics was working on a vehicle, and the individual, one of their complaints was that the door locks didn't seem to be working, the electronic door locks, and the key fob, was working just fine, but they couldn't figure out the door locks, and so they were doing, playing around with it, pushing the buttons. You could hear the locks go down, you could hear the locks pop up, and so he puts the keys in the ignition and he goes to check some other coding stuff because you have to put it in the ignition and put it you don't start the vehicle, but you put it on in the start position without starting the vehicle so that you can hook up the scanners, yada 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 yada. And so he had done that, and this is before the vehicles got smart. Yeah, right. To where if you have the keys still in the ignition, they would not let you lock the doors. So he's sitting there farting around with this, and he's programming stuff. Now, mind you, as he's programming things, he's also checking out if the windows work and all this other fun stuff. So he had gotten the windows down, then rolled them all back up again, all except for one, because, got called away, distracted, whatever, but one window was still down. That's key, mind you. So he gets done reprogramming, all his fun stuff. Everything is working honky-dory. He gets called to the phone, so he gets out of the vehicle, shuts the door, and the doors are locked. Somehow or other, the doors got locked. I don't know how. He's not sure how, or he wasn't sure how either. But he came back to get into the vehicle, and he was like, oh, shit. Because he looked, and there were the keys in the ignition. So he's freaking, and he's trying to find the little Jimmy that we had to use occasionally to go when someone calls and says, I've locked my keys in my car. Pre-OnStar too, by the way. Freaking out because somebody else has got the Jimmy so that he can't get into this car, and he's got to get in there or the battery's going to run down because the ignition is still turned in the on but not started position. And while all of this is going on and he's freaking out on the driver's side of the vehicle, our service manager walks up and says, what seems to be the problem? And he starts explaining it to him. And our service manager just nonchalantly reaches in through the passenger window that's open and pushes the little button to unlock the door so that he can get in. It happens. It happens. Even trained professionals have brain fart moments, and then they go, Man, and I can't even say I hope no one saw this because obviously, yeah, we gave him shit for months over that because we're kind of heartless like that. Okay, moving along. Number 5. Yeah, I had to say that because, yeah, they're. Yeah. Number 5. Several years ago, we had an intern who was none too swift. One day she was typing and turned to the secretary and said, "I'm almost out of typing paper. What do I do?" "Well, just use from the photocopier," the secretary told her. With that, the intern took her last remaining piece of paper, put it on the photocopier, and proceeded to make 5 blank copies. Okay. Fess up time. This morning, okay, we have one of those fancy schmancy photocopiers. And I'm the only one that knows how to do a lot of this stuff or most of the stuff on it. Occasionally people come up and go, "Mary, would you do this?" Because I actually read the manual. Go figure. And so it wasn't, normally when I come into work, it's on, and it hasn't been the last couple of days. So whatever. So I go in there and I'm needing to make a copy of something. So I put it in the top tray that's a little feed thing and it comes through and then it does the copy. And I put it up there and then I notice that the copier wasn't on. And it's like, what the hell? What's going on here? Well, somebody keeps turning it off on the back. And it's like, stop doing that shit because I'm used to the stupid thing being on. So I reached around and I turned it back on and then I pushed the start button. I didn't have the paper that I wished to copy pushed all the way into the little feeder. So I ran a copy of nothing this morning. So even I have brain farts, although this is the first time I've admitted to it today. So there you go. I've been there, done that. Oh, it happens. Okay, and finally, number 6. A mother calls 911 very worried, asking the dispatcher if she needs to take her kids to the emergency room. The kid had eaten ants. Well, the dispatcher tells her that to give her kids some Benadryl and he should be fine. And the mother says, "Well, I just gave him some ant killer." And the dispatcher says, "Rush him to the emergency room right away." Yeah, life is tough, and it's tougher when you're stupid. Yeah. Wow. I'm just going to go ahead and share this with you because, yeah. Up, raging left. Raging's gone. I hate when that happens. Oh my goodness. I'm finally catching up on what you guys was talking about with the poor gal that he didn't want to make eye contact. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. Let's see. What's this? Okay, I'm catching up here. What's going on here? Nobody sat on the copier, Vinny. Because it's too tall. I would have to get a step stool. It can... Yeah, okay. Never mind. Wow. Gary L. Wow. Is that what happened to Shitlery? Wow. I hadn't thought of it like that. That could very well be. This is going to be one of those nights. I can just feel it already. It started out with me copying a blank piece of paper, or the day did. So there you go. It's going to be frickin' Freaker Friday. Oh, my. It's okay. If you can't laugh at yourself, then damn it, loosen up a little bit. Because we're all fucking funny. And some of us are fucking goofy. Let's see. I gotta find it. There we go. I'll do that one. Okay. I think I'll put that on Fakey Book as well, because it's just too freaking funny. Especially since I stole it from there. Okay. Yes, I see I have notifications. Yes. Oh, Jason just commented on how you do that. Okay, I asked Jason, how does one make eye contact with her? And he says, maybe if someone does enough crack, they could shake enough of them to be straight. Wow. I would be afraid to shake her because that thing might keep her rattling. Sorry, darling, but, hun, you're just like a walking, talking joke, and you don't even have to talk. Hey, Lisa B, how you doing, sweetheart? Yay, Lisa B. Okay. That is true. Okay, if you photocopy your hand with the lid up, flipping the finger, and follow the light. Really? That would be... I'm going to have to try that now. Huh. And that's true, Grammy. Copying blank paper does require less toner. I know Mickey does. Oh, Mickey, you're so fine, you blow my mind. Hey, Mickey. Hey, Mickey. Oh, see, there you go. See what you started, Vinny? God damn it. Hey. Yes, Lisa B. What you saying, hon? Oh. Oh, okay. I shared a link over on Fakey Book earlier today, and Lisa made a Fluoride, so corrosive that special equipment is required to store it. It eats holes in concrete, dissolves metal and human flesh, but it's okay to add to our drinking water. Oh, by the way, it also strengthens your teeth, too. That was my little comment. But, yeah. Lisa B put on there, don't forget, this is Prozac. Wow. Yay. Oh, that's funny, Atrax. That's funny. I don't care who you are. That's funny. So if it rolls up to be an 8, are you in trouble, or do you want it to go yes or unclear? Or obviously it's unclear right now. That must be the position for unclear. Oh, man. That's why I love you guys, because you got just as demented a sense of humor as I do. Okay, maybe some of you are a little bit more on the Dr. Demento side, but that's okay. That's okay. Okay, somebody over here on that effing site shared this. I'm not sure who, but I stole it from them. It's from blacklistednews.com. And I just got to get this shit out. No, maybe it was... Okay. Yeah. Oh, Rob Works. I think Rob Works shared it. In any case, it begins. The first man charged with a hate crime under the new Blue Lives Matter law for offending cops. I'm offended. I thought that's what that shiny badge was for. You know, it bounced that offend right back into other people's faces. Or you off-ended other people. Heavy emphasis on off and then ended. Exactly as many suspected, the overly judicious first use of Louisiana's Blue Lives Matter law proves the measure will be abused, to give police the status of protected class. as a man who verbally insulted officers has now been charged with a hate crime. Wow. Okay, any crime that causes harm to someone, intentional harm to someone, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that's a hate crime. And any crime that does not cause harm to another one is not a crime. Wow, it's really very simple, isn't it? In my little simple mind. Per the ridiculously unnecessary Blue Lives Matter legislation, the voluntarily undertaken occupations of police officer, emergency responder, and firefighter are protected against hate crimes the way historically persecuted categories like race, gender, creed, religion, and sexual orientation have been. Everybody falls underneath one of those, and therefore everybody has special protection, and we all ride in a short bus. But very few of us are very good at licking windows. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Apparently, this is making crimes specifically targeting cops hate crimes with enhanced penalties in the eyes of the law. I'm thinking if you wish to see the eyes of the law, please reference the first article I covered this evening. Because that's pretty much, you lift that. Who was I listening to? Someone I was listening to a video earlier today, and someone was talking about there is the blindfold over Lady Justice's eyes, and no, maybe that was last night. In any case. Oh, well, you know what? They can deal. Let's just call a ambulance for him, Grimmy. In any case, someone had said that, the Lady Justice has a blindfold on so that she cannot see and pick and choose. Justice is supposed to be meted out equally. Ha ha. That's the story that they tell us, at least. But you know what? You pull that blindfold off, and maybe that's that poor little gal that had an issue with her gentleman caller that would not make eye contact. Maybe that's why Lady Justice has a blindfold on, because she can't see for shit because she's got one eye going all oogly googly. I don't know. And so therefore it makes it really easy for her this way, because if she can't see, then it's like, okay, y'all are, since nobody's going to fess up, y'all are going to get punished. That was kind of the rule around my house when I was growing up. In any case, Raul de la Toba, however, did not specifically target police because they're police. In fact, the 34-year-old homeless man committed only a minor act of non-law enforcement-owned property destruction. Non-law enforcement-owned property. Huh? Apparently at around 5:15 a.m. on Monday. Why do you say 5:15 a.m. Monday morning? That's rather redundant, don't you think? How about around 5:15 Monday morning, an inebriated man pounded on the window of Bourbon Street's Royal Sonesta Hotel, catching the attention of a security guard who worked nearby. Leston Smith, the guard, approached him and told him to stop banging the window, to which the drunken man, according to the arrest report cited by the Times-Picayune, responded by calling him a N-word. They just have an N blank R there. Smith and a security supervisor for the Sonesta then flagged down two Louisiana state troopers who brought the ornery man to the New Orleans Police Department's 8th District Station, where he claimed a female officer or called a female officer a dumb C blank T. I think you can fill in the blank on that one. Excuse me. And another officer a dumb N blank R. Wow. All them blanks he's throwing around. Maybe they ought to put some of them blanks in them police officers' guns, and then there wouldn't be so many people dying. Huh. Who'd have thunk? Smith and a security supervisor. Oh, wait, I already read that. Police charged Delatoba with simple criminal damage to property, disturbing the peace, and a felony level hate crime by ineptly and incorrectly invoking the new law to grossly enhance his otherwise minor charges. Simply put, police charged him with committing an act of hate speech, which the legislation sponsors never intended and the law doesn't allow, but which critics warned overzealous police would attempt because they're all overzealous, don't you know? The hate crime charge stems from Delatoba's attack on individuals based on their race, sex, and occupation, the arrest warrant contends. Whanny, whanny, woo-woo. Realizing the absurdity with which Blue Lives Matter had been administered in this case, NOPD backtracked on Thursday, with spokesman Tyler Gamble stating the new law was applied incorrectly. Ding, 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 give that guy a cookie. He's already got a badge to wear on his chest. After an initial review of the case, Gamble said it is clear that the responding officer incorrectly applied the law relative to a hate crime in this incident. Delatoba certainly yelled bad words in the commission of a minor crime, but the offense he committed was against a window, not police, and not their official property. Astonishingly, what amounts to bureaucratic red tape has prevented the felony charge from being abandoned thus far because the wheels of justice move slowly when it involves everyone but a popo. And even with them, it moves slowly, just in a different direction. That decision, despite the patently obvious misapplication admitted by police, oops, our bad, ultimately falls on the Orleans Parish District Attorney's Office, which equally as astonishingly plans to conduct a review of the police report and interview witnesses before determining whether the charges under the ludicrous law are warranted. So, 18 months down the road, this guy will have at least 3 hots and a cot. Probably get abused while he's in there, but he'll have 3 hots and a cot. He will no longer be homeless. He will just have lots of bars. So, in other words, he will have physical evidence that he is in a prison as opposed to the rest of us that are in an open air one. Based upon that review, said the spokesperson for the district attorney, Leon Canizzaro's office, Christopher Bowman, on Wednesday, per Times-Picayune, the office will make a determination whether or not to initiate formal charges and which charges to initiate. I think they've already been initiated. I think you have to just say, really, seriously, pull that thong out of your ass. I know you got a massive thong knot. Just pull it out. That's what's causing you butt hurt. Okay? As a New Orleans advocate noted, hate crimes laws may be invoked only when a more serious criminal offense accompanies verbal slurs. Offensive speech, unaccompanied by additional crimes to back it up, thankfully remains thus far protected by the Constitution. Duh! But because Delatoba's charges are still being considered at all, shows a troubling portent for how the law could be abused, if not now, in the future. Indeed, the man's $10,000 release bond for the non-existent hate crime of yelling bad words, bad words, bad words. Ugh. Are you going to cry? Wah. Here's a hanky. Excuse me. Is twice that for the actual crime of vandalism, which he didn't even vandalize anything. All he did was pound on a window, and he didn't break it, he just pounded on it. Even the notably picky Anti-Defamation League spoke out against charging De La Toba under the hate crime statute. And as Allison Padilla Goodman explained, the case shows the need for greater understanding of what constitutes a hate crime. Once again, refer to what I said earlier. A hate crime is any crime that is done or perpetuated upon someone else with the intention of causing harm. That's a hate crime. Because odds are, if you're doing something with the intent to cause harm to someone else, you don't care for them very much. And if there is no harm caused, if there is no foul caused, maybe some foul language, maybe some foul odors, but no real foul, well, obviously it's not a crime then. So move along. Ay. Ay. Got me going all Jewish on this shit. Ay vey. That's just freaking stupid. Talk about panty. Okay. Officer who threatened to kill Ferguson protesters committed crimes. Ah, wow. And that's finally, yeah, well, yeah, when you threaten to kill someone, yeah. Ding dong. Okay, let me check up here. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Oh, Grimmy, I just saw that. Cockeyed. Maybe that's why she's that way. Maybe it was so good it just made that one eye go yoink. Wow. That's just crazy, man. That's just crazy. Okay. There are some really, really messed up people in this world. Do you know that? I know. I've learned how to recognize them because I'm a little on the messed up side myself, and I enjoy every bit of it. But I'm kind of, yeah, kind of sick and wrong like that. Okay, let me see. Which one do I want to use? Okay, I want to use this one. And then I want to use this one. What? And then I'll do this one. Okay, I had to do 3 little emoticons on this one because it was well deserving of 3, and actually it deserves more, but okay, what was that, Demon Atrax? Be sure to do the finger thing. Start with the tip of your middle finger, then follow the light down and let it copy the rest of your hand. Oh! Hey, cool. I think I want to get it laminated though. And I think I'll put it on colored paper because it's so colorful. I may even color the fingernail. I don't know. That's a hell of an idea. I think I'll do that. Cool. Okay. I have a notification. Yes. Whoa. Wait. What? Woot. Okay. Now, let's get to some of this other stuff here about that North Dakota pipeline shit. Yeah, y'all been laying pipe and not in a fun way. Just saying. And yeah, there is a fun way of laying pipe, but in case you didn't, I'm not going to explain it to you if you don't know. Sorry, you're just gonna figure out on your own. Okay, let's get to the bullshit shit first, okay? So, this is from trueactivist.com. North Dakota governor activates the National Guard against the pipeline protest. Well, wanker. So, how much did that company pay to get you elected, sweetie? previously peaceful protests at the construction site of the North Dakota Access Pipeline have officially been militarized. North Dakota Governor Jack Dalrymple has called on the state's National Guard to reinforce law enforcement at the construction site where Native American protesters are currently blocking further development. Over the weekend, peaceful protesters turned violent after security guards from G4S, a British security group, unleashed. Hey, wait a minute here. G4S. Is that the same group that was supposed to be doing security in Libya? That sounds really familiar. I'm going to have to look that up. Okay, moving along. Yeah, they did a piss poor job there, too. In any case, it's a British mercenary group. They unleashed dogs on the demonstrators, provoking a confrontation. The media spun as violently aggressive on the part of those protesting, which, yeah, the media is going to spin it that way because that furthers their agenda. The scuffle ensued after construction workers allegedly destroyed sacred Native American burial sites, which if you actually do a little bit of digging and some of that stuff that I've looked at that has been shared, once again, thank you, Gary L., and also thank you, David Standing Oak, and a couple others. Let's see, Ken, and I can't think of the other ones right now, but I can see you. I just can't think of your names. Thank you for sharing all of that wonderful stuff so that it would show up just when I needed it to show up. Yeah, apparently they had the people that were trying to stop the pipeline and their legal counsel had submitted further documentation to prove that the projected path of the pipeline also was to go over some sacred burial sites. And so now they submitted all this on Friday, and Saturday morning all of this heavy equipment was over there, away from where it was working, over to where the Native American burial sites were, and they were tearing shit up. Now, you can't tell me that's a quinky dink. That is not a quinky dink. Those son of a bitches went over there to get rid of evidence so that they could go, nuh-uh, they're lying. Because we went through it and we didn't find nothing. Yeah, you tore it up, some bitches. Oh well, to go on with this. However, video from the scene tells a different story. One of provocation from proponents of pipeline security. The activation of the National Guard is likely a backup measure as pipeline company and protesters await the court decision that could give pipeline construction a green light, possibly causing further confrontation between law enforcement, mercenaries, and protesters. The National Guard has a long history of violently crushing civil unrest in the United States. And this was, okay, it was posted today, but it says update from 9/8. What? And there are National Guard checkpoints and yada, yada, yada. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. So, yeah, there you go. We all know that the government is going to back the corporations because who the hell do you think pays for them to be in there? Ah, thank you, Demon Atrax. Oh, and they were, yes, they were, Grimmy. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, and I knew. I knew I had seen that name before. Thank you, Grim. So I will put this over here on Fakebook real quick. Just so you know. Oh, Bob's, Bub's made ham and beans. Damn it. I don't have any ham. Shit. I have beans. Guess I'll just have to make me a batch of chili this weekend. It's supposed to be chili. Play on words. That does sound tasty, though. I think I am going to have to make some. Because I have onion. I have beans. I have Hangelberger. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I will post that. And then I will post the wonderful update that Gary L. shared just a little bit ago, which made both me and Catherine, which Catherine is over in Ireland. So, Gary L., you got a lovely lady over in Ireland doing an Irish jig on her table for sharing this. Thank you ever so much. This is from www.justice.gov, dated September 9th. The Department of Justice, the Department of the Army, and the Department of the Interior issued the following statement regarding Standing Rock Sioux Tribe versus U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. We appreciate the District Court's opinion on the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers' compliance with the National Historic Preservation Act. However, important issues raised by the Standing Rock Sioux Tribe and other tribal nations and their members regarding the Dakota Access Pipeline specifically and the pipeline-related decision-making generally remain. Therefore, the Department of Army, the Department of Justice, and the Department of the Interior will take the following steps. The Army will not authorize constructing the Dakota Access Pipeline on the Corps' land bordering or under Lake Ohi, is that how you say that? Until it can determine whether it will need to reconsider any of its previous decisions regarding the Lake Ohi site under the National Environmental Policy Act, or NEPA, or other federal laws. Therefore, construction of the pipeline on Army Corps land bordering or under Lake Ohi will not go further at this time. The Army will move expeditiously to make this determination as everyone involved, including the pipeline company and its workers, deserve a clear and timely resolution. In the interim, we request that the pipeline company voluntarily. Now, when those two words are put in the IRS bullshit, request and voluntarily means if you do not comply, you go to jail, do not collect go, do not pass go, do not collect $200. By the way, we're seizing your bank accounts and your car and your house and anything else that you may own in the future. But seeing as how it has to do with one governmental entity talking to another governmental entity, voluntarily comply does not necessarily mean that, yeah. But they're going to ask the company to voluntarily pause all construction activity within 20 miles east or west of Lake Ohi, which, booyah, booyah. Furthermore, this case has highlighted the need for a serious discussion on whether there should be nationwide reform with respect to considering the tribe's views on these types of infrastructure projects. That sentence alone makes me go, well, excuse me, duh! And I think this is also just a little bit of bootlicking, even though it might be moccasin boot, but some bootlicking and some ass kissing in order to make the natives settle down because they're restless, don't you know? Because that's the bullshit that you know is going to be coming out from the clap. The corporate lame-ass propaganda system, which thank you, Grimm, for coming up with that. Yeah. The natives were restless, so we did a compromise. Yeah. I know how you guys compromise, and it ain't fun, and we usually get it up the old chocolate whiz way without any lubrication. No, thank you. to continue with this, therefore, this fall, we will invite tribes to formal government-to-government consultations on two questions. Number one, within the existing statutory framework, what should the federal government do to better ensure meaningful tribal input into infrastructure-related reviews and decisions and the protection of tribal lands, resources, and treaty rights? And number two, should new legislation be proposed to Congress to alter that statutory framework and promote those goals, which AKA means 18 months to years down the road? Because, yeah, one of those things where government inefficiency is a bad thing and yet a good thing. Double-edged sword. Finally, we fully support the rights of all Americans to assemble and speak freely. Wow. Ha. We urge everyone involved in protest or pipeline activities to adhere to the principles of nonviolence. Of course, anyone who commits violent or destructive acts may face criminal sanctions from federal, tribal, state, or local authorities. The Departments of Justice and the Interior will continue to deploy resources to North Dakota to help state, local, and tribal authorities and communities they serve better communicate, diffuse tensions, support peaceful protest, and maintain public safety. The chocolate starfish? What's a chocolate starfish, hon? Excuse me. Hey there, Cowboy Tech. Welcome aboard, sweetie. Oh, and they were also involved in a training exercise that took place the day of the poll. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Thank you, Miss Kate. Let's see. Okay, I got to catch up on my reading here. Let's see. Somebody's being civil? Wow. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I have no idea what a chocolate starfish is, honey. Yes, and Chloe is back? Or just Chloe with one E? Okay. Giant meteor, yeah, that's the one I'm pulling for. Well, actually, I can't decide, Grim, if I want giant meteor or Etch-a-Sketch. I'm up in the air on that one yet. I'm still undecided. They're huge and well connected. That don't sound good. Okay. Oh! Now I get it. Okay. Okay, thank you, Atrax. Now I understand. Whee! Okay, get out my butterfly net. I'm a little slow on the uptake. Okay. Okay, so apparently from what Kate is saying, a federal judge denied, but then the government stepped in. So, thank you. Okay, Atrax, you know, I can be quite naive when it comes to some things, so just telling, yeah. As if you hadn't already figured that one out. But, I'm going to go ahead and share this. Once again, thank you, Gary L., for sharing that. And I don't know if you put this over here on F1 site, but I'm going to put it over here on the F1 site. Markets are paralyzed with uncertainty. Really? True, Grimmy, except for giant meteor makes a really big hole. Etch-a-Sketch just kind of leaves it here. It's just a blank slate. But I want to have a go at shaking the Etch-a-Sketch. And then I got first dibs on the left-hand knob because I'm a lefty. Just saying. You know, if anybody wants, whoever wants to work the right-hand knob, and then if we don't like what we got, we'll just shake that bad boy up again. That'll work. Okay. Let me see if there's anybody else over here. Hi, Catty Scat Brat. Okay. Wow, I got a shitload of notifications over here on Fakeybook. Hi, Lorraine. And Terry. What you got to say, Terry? Oh. Terry is my ex's former boss. And I've known him forever and ever and ever and ever. Hi, Paul. Let's see. What? Let's see. What did you say, Terry? Heinbosky? Yes, mowing's done for the night, hun. I have inside the fence I got to do. Shake it. That's okay, Gary. I put it over there. Ooh, crossing the streams is supposed to be very bad, huh? Well, that could be fun, though. Cross the streams and then shake it up. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Oh. Oh, that, yeah, okay. Thank you for clarifying that for me, Atrax. Wow. Lord. Yeah. No, we don't have the same view. Oy, 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 oy. Let's see. Okay. And Gary just shared this over on Fakeybook. Things are not getting worse. They are getting uncovered. We must hold each other tight and continue to pull back the veil. Ah, agreed, my dear. Agreed. Although there are days when I want to just grab that bad boy and just yank it down, curtain rod and all. And then whop someone upside the head with a curtain rod. Whether it's intentional or not, you figure it out. I don't think I need to tell you that. Okay, wow. Damn, I'm almost out of time already. Jeez, oh Pete, how time flies. Okay, I'm getting to this one that Atrax shared earlier about symbolism with numerology and properties of the number 9. And it's from ridingthebeast.com. So, it is the number of patience, or the meditation. It's the number of harmony. It represents the inspiration and the perfection of the ideas. It's the expression of the power of the Holy Spirit according to Etchagoyen. Who's Etchagoyen? Is that like a goy Etch-a-Sketch? Is that one of them circumcised Etch-a-Sketchers? How do you circumcise an Etch-a-Sketch? I don't want to know. Don't answer that. That was a rhetorical question. It symbolizes the plenitude of talents and the reward of the tests. I hate taking tests. I absolutely hate them. I can study and study and study, and I still fail the damn things. And yet, the one test that I totally aced in high school was in my government class, no less, when they were still teaching it. And I didn't study for it because the night before there was a party. And I felt like total shit the whole rest of the whole next day at school. Yes, I did go to school, but I felt like shit. And government class just happened to be, and that's the whole reason I went to school, by the way, was because I had a test in government class. And it happened to be the last class of the day. And so As soon as we got handed our tests, I'm just kind of sort of scanning the questions and marking the answers or writing things down. I don't remember what I wrote. I really don't, other than remembering seeing the test and writing things. I just kind of went autopilot. I turned it in before even the smart people turned in theirs. And I had like valedictorian and that kind of shit in my class. We had a lot of smart people in my class. I wasn't one of them, but we book learning smart people, I should say. But and once again, I wasn't one of them. But I got it turned in, and then I looked at the teacher and I said, "May I please be excused for the rest of the day? I feel like crap." And she looked up from her desk and saw me and she said, "Go home. Do you need a ride? You don't look well." Which, no, no. I looked like death warmed over. I didn't look quite as bad as Slick Willie does nowadays, but I looked pretty bad. Woo! In any case, the next day, got to class, feeling much better because I slept it off. The next day at government class, as she hands out the tests, I got mine last, and I was really, really concerned because usually the last person that gets their test is someone that flunked it, and that's, to go. Everyone did really well except for, and it's that public shaming bullshit that I did to my kids too, because it works. But she handed me my paper and she said, "And Mary got the highest score in the class with a 98.5, which, yeah, some of those questions were, you had multiple levels. So I had a 98.5. Booyah! Only test I ever aced in my life. Ever. Ever. But I didn't study. I was hungover. Yeah, maybe that's how I should take tests. Because I don't even pass P tests when I study for them. Oh, well. Moving along. Back to this lovely symbolism that I got so totally distracted from. Squirrel! Okay. Yeah, it was the reward of the test. There you go. Okay. It's the symbol of creation and the life as of rhythm and development. Ah, cool. Okay, it also, as a product of 3 times 3, it is the expression of the perfection, the symbol of the viral power, in addition to being associated to the couple. 3 times 3, well, I don't think that's a couple. I'm thinking that's one of them there sex parties I've read about. Apparently the number 9 is also the one who accomplishes the divine will. That's according to the Kabbalah. It is also the number of the achievement. The Freemasons have made it the eternal number of human immortality, being the last simple number. Single digit. Being the last simple number, it is the number of finalization or finition. It is therefore the most complex. That marks the full light of the numerical series, or full lighting up of the numerical series. Lighting up, I need to light up because I'm having a lot of trouble reading this shit all of a sudden. This number was considered as sacred in Egypt and in Greece. It's a number of man as a numeral symbol of his gestation, which is 9 months. Number symbolizing the nocturnal and terrestrial things for the Aztecs. Number of hierarchy represented by 9 choruses of angels, which I'm sure they sing way better than I do, which reminds me of something. I'm just going to go, I'm seeing as how I've already screwed this up multiple times. Okay, I'll go to this because I played something on Facebook yesterday. You know how they have those little pages pop up every once in a while that, do this and it will tell you based on your profile, yada, yada, yada. Well, I'm already on Facebook, so they're already peeking. So I figured, what the hell? Plus, my dear sister, Catherine, had done it, and hers turned out really cool. So I thought, for shits and giggles. Because it wrote a poem it's a poem, based on your profile. And her poem was, that she was like a hurricane. And it really was quite lovely. And so I thought, oh, okay, Catherine is very meek and mild and mannered compared to me. So if she's a hurricane, what the fuck do they classify me as? Because there's a lot of times Catherine sends me stuff in messages and says, I know this needs to be shared, but I just can't share it. So she sends it to me occasionally, and I share it. Bless her heart. She's getting stronger, though. She's a tough gal. She really is pretty strong. She just doesn't know it yet. She needs to realize that, because she's a lovely, lovely lady. In any case, I did it. It's a short poem for you from the nametest.com thing, whatever the hell. And mine is, don't laugh, okay? I mean, I already laughed enough for all of us. So here goes. The one that it wrote for me was, Mary, she loves with a love that is more than love. Now, right then and there I went, huh? Passion consumes her and wonders guide her. Okay, I wander an awful lot, so yeah. She belongs to no man and no land. She is a beautiful mystery. Okay, that's what I got. Catherine got a way cool hurricane kind of thing, and that's what I got. Which, I mean, it is cool, and I thank you. I think. I did like it, but it's like, I like Catherine's better. I'm going to be whiny but here. So, when I shared that over on Fakey Book, I just kind of went, well, I didn't expect that, because I really was expecting some kind of cute little limerick that referenced awkward bodily noises. And since I didn't get that, I decided to make one on my own. So here we go. By Grammy Mary. My cute little limerick. There once was a gal from Nantucket who thought she could sing with a bucket, but the notes were much cleaner, although the aroma was meaner when she tooted from out of her rumpet. And my phone is going off. No, I'm not going to answer you. I'm on the radio. Sorry. So, now that I shared that with you, I'm sure you're all just thrilled with my poetic genius. I'll get back to this. I just ruined it for all of you, didn't I? Okay, let's see. It represents 3 divine manifestations in 3 plans, such as world of the spirit, world of the soul, and world of matter, which gives the triple manifestations of the Trinity. It is also the symbol of multitude, and according to the Parmenide, is that how you say that? It concerns the absolute things, and it is the symbol of the totality of the human being. It is a favorable number, and it's associated to the associate to the eternity. Now, I'm not going to get into the whole biblical thing and all that other fun stuff, at least not on the radio, but that is kind of cool. Thank you once again, Atrax, for sharing that. I did not know that cool stuff. Huh. Let's see. And I have just a little time to go yet. Spank 'em good. What? Pull back the veil. Spray. Oh, yeah, there you go. Spray the scurriers. Yeah, they need to be. Oh. Oh, wow. Yeah, ain't that wonderful, Demon? Yeah, teachers can be ever so fun sometimes. And Grimmy, my typing class, just so you know, we typed on manual typewriters. It wasn't until, and I took 3 years of typing. Why? Because it was a PUD class. But, in my 3rd year of typing, we finally got electric typewriters. Now I'm really telling my age. But yeah, when you learn on a manual typewriter, first it was the great big clunker ones, and then the next year we got the newer ones that you didn't have to press quite so hard. And so it was like, wow, had lots of typos. And then the next year, all of the third year typists, they got to have the electric typewriters. And after that first week, I actually asked to have a manual back because my typing numbers went to shit because I was pressing too hard. So there you go. Um, which is kind of why I really like my mechanical keyboard that I got from my computer, because you have to press a little bit harder, because I press harder, and so therefore I have lots of stutter fingers. It is quite fascinating, Demon Atrax. Of course, I find astrology quite fascinating too. And yeah, I always go, "What's your sign?" And then I start telling people, you're supposed to be. I'll bet you ain't half that shit though, are you? Because I know what I'm supposed to be, and yeah, half of it don't apply. So, okay. It didn't take me 3 years to learn typing, Grimmy. I took typing for 3 years because because it was a PUD class. And because seriously, by the time I graduated, or my senior year, I only needed 1.5 credits to graduate. Because I took all of my science and math and all that other fun shit my freshman and sophomore year. So junior and senior year, I only had like 2 required classes that I had to take junior year and 1.5 required classes for senior year, which was English and government. So the rest of my classes were PUD classes. I even took 2 art classes. And I took PE every year because it was a PUD class. So, see how I roll. In any case, first day with Oh, Rome's is reptilian. Wow. Okay. Hey! Cool. Rob Works has grape ape. I like grape ape. Grape ape. I've actually tried that, by the way. Moving along. Okay, since we've been talking about school and all that other fun stuff, let's just see if I can finish out with this one from a school that is just absolutely freaking asinine. I don't remember who shared it, but I thought, really? Seriously? Seriously? It's on kmov.com. A boy, 8 years old, served with restraining order at school. Now, I think this was over on Fakeybook was where it was shared. Yeah, it was. This was in Jefferson County, Missouri. You hear the banjos yet? An 8-year-old Jefferson County boy was removed from his 3rd-grade class in Hillsborough Elementary on September the 8th and was issued a restraining order by a deputy. According to his mother, Peyton Whitehead is not allowed to return to school or even leave his home under the threat of arrest. The ex parte order does not allow Peyton within 1,000 feet of the children who live in a home on his block outside of Hillsborough. The father who filed the paperwork says that Peyton has made threats against his children. Both parents admit that they've been feuding in recent months, which, didn't I tell you, listen for the banjos? News 4 asked the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department why deputies didn't serve the court papers after Peyton got home to avoid the embarrassment of being removed from school in front of his classmates. Well, where's the fun in that shit? Apparently, Detective Sergeant James Kosler explained that deputies are required to act when they get orders from a judge. We're required, just following orders, ma'am. Sorry, you move, you lose. Don't step outside, Sonny. I have a loaded gun. Statutorily, we're required to carry out the judge's order, and that was at that point to remove him from school, said Kosler. Peyton's mother says she is forced to homeschool her son who has a learning disability until a court appearance on September 20th, which I'm thinking, you homeschool him, honey, he will probably advance way faster than he would have at school, especially if he has a learning disability. Unless that learning disability is he has entirely too much energy and I can't afford to put him on Ritalin. Don't put him on Ritalin, darling. Don't do it. It's really a sad, sad world when you really should be looking forward to your child being banned from the school, because it's like, booyah, now I can keep them at home and they actually teach them something they need to know. You know, like how to do laundry, how to cook, how to clean up your own fucking room, how to build things. Okay, the other ones are self-sufficiency. And how to build things is also a self-sufficiency thing. Who makes jeans made of monkey... What? Fur. Monkey fur. I have no idea. Okay. It is the Kiwi client, Grimmy, because I keep getting kicked when I got a Kiwi client. And I have no idea what Freenode has against the little furry brown things. I think it's a Kiwiist kind of thing. Oh, your wife's a reptilian? Okay. Oh, is she Rh negative? Ah. Well, I hate to tell you this, trust no one, but I'm Rh negative as well. Got it from my dad's side. And he had bluish gray eyes, although none of us kids have blue eyes. None of us. We all have brown eyes. Because we're all full of shit. Well, mine are more towards the greenish side, but it depends on my mood. Mine change. They really do. Okay. Where was I at? Oh, I need to share this on Facebook because it's a bunch of crap. Bunch of crapola. Okay. And I'm going to go back to my pocket. Or maybe, hey, seeing as how it's 999, let's go over to the pig and see what kind of stuff happened on this date in history, according to the funny fellers over at the pig. Apparently, their word of the day is Kim Jong Basement Boy. It's a properly piggish name for the moon-faced maniac Kim Jong-un, who sprouted from the tyrannical trolls Kim Jong-il demon seed to rule North Korea. Okay. In their quotable quotes, I'd rather entrust the government of the United States to the first 500 or 400 people listed in the Boston telephone directory than to the faculty of Harvard University. That's William F. Buckley. And you know what? I'd almost agree with you, but Boston? Nah. Scrolling down to this date. Wow, he's only got 3 of them again. This date in history, September 9th, 1850. California becomes a 31st state. We've had our fun with it. Time to cut our losses, which, yeah, California, Mexifornia, whatever you wish to call it. Oy. This date in history, 1942. Sushi slammers fly plane off sub, bomb Mount Emily, Oregon. Damn tourists. Did they really do that? Huh. Okay, and finally, this date in history, 1945. Grace Hopper finds first computer bug, a moth trapped in a relay. Ah! So that's where they came up with that. What? Okay, what do you guys got going on here? Apparently, Hambo and Porcus have a new alphabet. Let's see how much of it I have time for. A is for Anchor Baby. B is for Black Lives Matter. C is for Chronic Complainer. D is for Debt. E is for Eager Beaver. F is for Freak Show. Tonight, later on, directly following Atrax. G is for Graduate. H is for homeschooling. Booyah! Bonus round. Yes, needs to be done. And yes, even Hambo and Porcus agree. It's the only way to guarantee that Moonbeam and Beavis get a proper education. Yeah, it is. I is for indoctrination, which is what goes on in public education. J is for Jenniferication. Jenniferication. K is for Kangaroo Court, which is usually what happens to anybody that gets caught in the justice system or the unjust system. L is for liquid amnesia, which happens an awful lot, and I think that's probably part of Shitlery's problem. Of course, to be married to Slick Willie, you probably have to consume an awful lot of adult beverages, and for Slick Willie, that's why he's got that red schnoz. Yeah, consumed an awful lot of adult beverages. M is for microaggression, aka need a ambulance. N is for nuts. O is for objective reality, which there are so very few that have been exposed to that anymore. P is for pacifier. Yeah. Q is for queer, which is a word the Gladbags view as hate speech, although, that was, what is it, we're queer and we're here? How many times do you hear that shit? It's okay for them to say it, but it's not okay for you. Alrighty then. R is for rebel flag. S is for safe space. Once again, where you go suck your thumb. I have an emotional boo-boo. T is for Trumpelstiltskin. U is for university, which is just full of shit. V is for voter fraud, which is perpetuated upon you at all times, so what other? W is for Whitey, who is the worstest of the worstest. Just ask somebody else. X is for X-rated, which, whatever. I think y'all know what that is. Y is for yes, dear, which, yes, if you gents are involved with someone of the feminine persuasion, that's usually a very healthy response. Although I got quite good at it for a while there as well. And finally, Z is for... which is apparently the sound that Hambo makes when Dangleberry starts spouting his dribble. So, very interesting. He's got full definitions of that as well, but that's on the front page over here on Pig Gazette. You might want to go over there and check it out. They've always got interesting stuff on there. Yapoo. What is Yapoo? Yapoo! Okay, you know what? I am just about out of time, so I might have just enough time to be able to... Oh, you call them Chinese gooseberries? Okay. In any case... Y'all been listening to Grammy's Rocket Chair here on a Freak Friday, here on RealLibertyMedia.com, Channel 3. Also on the RLMRadio.xyz page. Also on the RLM Spreaker channel and the RLM TuneIn radio station and the RLM Internet radio station. And apparently now on SoundCloud. Kind of scary, but it's out there. I just think, yeah... there are times when my head's floating pretty damn good. And I haven't even had any kind of extracurricular activities put in there or nothing. It just does it on its own. Yay! Thank you, Java Doctor, for sharing that. Be sure to stick around, everybody, because Demon Atrax will be on directly following me with his demonic Atraxian music. And then directly following him will be Grimner and Moose Girl for the Freakers Ball. So, yeah, good time will be had by all for the rest of the evening here on RLM. So, especially seeing as how it's a Freak Friday. Awesome. Okay, also tomorrow morning, be sure to check out Solvanor. He will be on at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. That's 9 o'clock my time, which is the time of the universe, according to me. But Solvanor will be on UCY.tv with the Solvanor event. Check that out. Love listening to Solvanor. Love his accent. He's got a cool accent. And then directly following him will be myself and Flash-a-Rooney Head, and maybe even a special appearance by the lovely Circles, who also has a lovely accent. I love her accent. That will be doing the Dork Table over here. Oh, not on SoundCloud. Okay, the podcast. Thank you, Graham. That's okay. It works. Araxopolis now. Cool. Well, that's kind of cool. I like that name, although I have a hard time saying it. I just sprained my tongue. Okay, yeah, tomorrow. Dork Table. Be there or be dorky. Or just be dorky. I don't care. I'm always dorky, so, it's not like it's a special occasion for me. Okay, tomorrow afternoon, 4 o'clock Eastern Time, is Kira Sedgwick with The Bridge. And then tomorrow evening is Bo Diddy with some bodacious tunage, because Bo Diddy only has bodacious tunage. Then, on Sunday over here on the RLM, we have Grimner kicking it off at noon Eastern Time. Once again, 11 o'clock my time, and the proper time for the cosmos. But Grimmy will be kicking it off with some blues to bring you into Hal Anthony, who is going to open up a can of whoop-ass on y'all, including the crickets. Take you around behind the woodshed and do that as well. I, unfortunately, will not be able to listen because I will be bowling. 6 games. Holy shit. I told them. I don't expect me to do this a lot. So I will be missing out, so I will have to listen to the podcast, or at least to Hal's podcast. But I'll miss you, Grim. Damn it all. Because, yeah, about the time you're getting ready to kick off, I got to head into town. So, I will be back next week, Wednesday. Same baddie time, same baddie channels, whatever those channels you may choose to use. Oh, okay. Oh, why did I say Kira Sedgwick? I have no fucking clue. Okay, Kira Young. Thank you, Grim, for correcting me on that. Well, maybe she'll have Kira Sedgwick as a guest. Hey, maybe it was a Freudian slip, and now she's going to have Kira Sedgwick as a guest. I don't know. Or maybe I just fucked up. I think that's more likely. I told you my workday started with a brain fart, and I'm going to end my day with a brain fart as well. So there you go. Thanks, Grim, for pointing that out. Now it's out there for all the world to hear and go, damn, who is that woman? I know. Bowling. Yeah. Yeah, a man invented that sport. And do you know why a man invented that sport? Because he likes to see women grabbing balls and knocking down things that are, or taking down things that are standing up and yelling obscenities. And, their minds are always focused on that gutter and trying to stay out of it. But yeah. In any case, y'all had an absolutely welcome back, Cowboy Tech. Although I don't see you back in the... oh, yeah, you are still in the chat. I just saw you. Okay, never mind. Yeah. Too many things popping up. And nothing's firing on all cylinders upstairs. So, y'all have an absolutely awesome rest of your Freaktastic Friday. No Solomon tonight, right? He was last week. Am I correct? And you know what? He's next week too, isn't he then? And then is next week the last one? I'm thinking. And I might miss it because I gotta head out of town next weekend. family things. In any case, y'all have an awesome weekend. And don't do anything I wouldn't do, which pretty is a. Okay. That's a short